Good morning. I'm going to go over the last step in getting this working, that is getting the remote monitoring working on your iPhone. Okay, go to main menu. You want to go to System Users and set you up a user. I try to stay simple. Enable the user. Okay, you want to use 8 characters only. Okay, so I've got a remote user with 8-character password. The system will take more than 8 characters, but the application on the phone will only take 8. Went into the App Store and found RX Cam View. I'm going to go ahead and install it. If you hit the device plus, online device, make sure you're on the same wireless network as the TV. And it reached out and found my device, and I'll go into that, and I want to set a user password. I only do 8 characters for the password. The application will take more than 8 characters and just ignore everything after 8. So while your security system will work, the application won't. So enter, add device. Okay, now you have a list of devices. Go into that device. Failed to connect to device. Username does not exist. You know what it is? It's case sensitive. The phone is case sensitive and defaults to the first letter being capitalized. Okay, I'll save that. Now it says connecting. You have no permissions to log in. Let's go back to the user. It defaults to this opening screen and gives you the hard drive information, the IP address you got from your router. It's a wired connection, not wireless. You're going to be sure and enable UPnP so the security system will work with the router to allow the remote monitoring capability. So I got that enabled. There's my record schedule. If it's green, it's recording all the time. If it's just yellow, it's motion activated. And you cannot turn off motion activated. You want to set your date and time, format, 24 hours, menu timeouts. I turned that off while I was setting it up because I didn't want to keep logging in over and over again. So that's the wizard. Now I want to go to System Users. And what did I do? Permissions. Username is Jack. Jack can do everything. Yeah, let's just say all. You can go back later and take those away. The problem is if you allow remote access and someone would get your password, they can do a lot of stuff to your system. Let's go to the application. Once I gave it permission, it automatically connected. And the controls are a lot like the application on the screen. If you only have 4 cameras, it makes sense to do that. You can turn it sideways. Okay, here's a video of the completed system. This is rain showing on the monitor. It only shows like that at night. It's catching a little bit of light and the camera's picking it up. During the day it looks like rain. This looks like snow. But this is night vision. You see the clarity of the cars across the street. Obviously they have on porch lights to add to the light. If you look at the bottom left, that's half of the backyard. This is the eave that's in the camera shot. And that's why I'm going to have to move that camera somewhere. This cable is the mouse. When we don't need the mouse, I pull the cable back up underneath the TV. Then it goes through the wall into the system. So it's a pretty basic setup. Here's a trackball that I use, that way I can hold it in my hand. Yeah, they have different setups here. If I double click on a camera, it makes it full screen. Now you can see the rain a little better, and you can see the clarity. This is the lawn in front of the camera, which is about 15 feet from the garage where the camera is. This is mounted under the eave of the garage. And across the street, I think that's got amazing clarity. It also has very wide view. It looks like there's snow on the ground, but that's how green grass looks at night. It helps very much that there is a street light right here, and there's actually one right off this camera here. So we get good coverage for night vision through here. If you go outside, it's actually a little dark, but the night vision really picks up that light really well. So a double click takes me back to 4 screens. There's the front of the house. There's the eave. It's white and it picks up a huge amount of light. And what's funny is there is how it's picking up the other camera. It's mounted on the back of the sunroom. And by the same token, this one is picking up the other camera that's mounted under the eave of the garage. And we always have spiders on the cameras. Sometimes they'll do a web that almost covers it. And they come in for the light. I never knew spiders were attracted to light, but apparently they are. This one is picking up motion, and that motion is probably that spider. I wish a car would go by so we could see it. If I just click once, okay, it comes up with this little menu: manual capture, manual record, instant playback, zoom, color settings. PTZ is zooming in, things like zoom and pan, which doesn't work with these cameras. If I right click, I get the menu across the bottom. And if I say main menu, it comes up. I don't have a password on the system because of the remote monitoring. You only have one device typically. Right now I've got 600 gigs free and 931 total. That would be a terabyte. The 633 is 2/3 of it is free because it's motion activated only, and it's been on for about 3 weeks. PTZ does not work with these cameras. Okay, when you first get it, you gotta set the time. No big surprise there. You can set up users, and these would be for remote monitoring. Advanced, this thing is set up to reboot every week on a Sunday. I want to do it every day at midnight. And then save what you have. Record schedule. This was very confusing to me. If you click on this, that's normal, which means it records all the time. And if it's orange, it's motion. That means it only records motion. So if you want motion detected record only, you set it up this way. If you want it to record all the time, you put those times in. And you copy channel 1 to all. So I change channel 1 to what I want it, and then I copy to all, or I can change each individual channel. So I'll save that too. Nothing changed, good. And mainstream is a full 1080p data stream. Most of the time it's on substream, which is a lot less, 352 by 240. I don't even know the designation for that, it's so low. So, and you can set these alarms, and you can set it so you get an alarm on your phone every time there's motion. You don't want that. Take my word for it. It's irritating after about 2 times. Okay, so I'm going to get out of this. See the menu? But I can do quad. I can do 8 plus 1, which is 9. It also has, you do 1 main and 5 other cameras. So it gives one camera a bigger place of the screen. Or you can do this, which gives it even more space, but shows all the cameras, all 8. So quick switch back and forth. We always leave it on the quad. Sound. The system supports sound, but you have to run separate cables for the sound. We haven't implemented that yet. We might do that in the future. We have a separate camera system that works on the front door, and that's probably the only place you really need sound, unless you want to listen to your neighbors going by. So if you want to do playback, I can do a record search, and I can pick a channel. I can do all or one. I can pick a date, and I can pick a start and end time. Say I know that something's missing in my yard, I can queue up a certain time, watch that to see who's done what. We actually did this on the old system when a cat came on our front porch and stole one of our rubber snakes. We keep rubber snakes on the porch to keep the birds off the porch so they won't crap everywhere. So the cat came over in the middle of the night, I think it was around 12:30, had one hell of a battle with the snake. So the cat came up on our porch at about 12:30, had one heck of a fight with the rubber snake, probably for 10 minutes. They were all over the porch. Finally, the cat was convinced he killed the snake and carted it off. I found it later in the yard. So here's the playback. And you can see there's nothing there. It's still searching for the record. At this time, motion activation was only on one camera. So this is boring as I don't know what to sit here and watch this. So I can start clicking on that top bar. There's a car that went by. He went down one side of the house and then went across the front of the house. That's actually the newspaper delivery person. It's kind of interesting to see all this stuff. You see I'm skipping around. There's that spider on the camera again. So I got to tell you, this is much, much better than the other system. There's another car going by. So all you're going to see is movement because that's the only time it's going to record. But it'll play out if you want it to. I'm going up and double clicking somewhere. So I've got the one camera on. So this is a daytime record. It's been raining a lot and you can see how damp it is here. And you can see the lawn. There's another truck. This camera kind of fish-eyed. So the way I have it pointing, it sees the three houses, but that is actually a dead straight road. It looks like there's a curve right beside the house, but that is a dead straight road. And with all the rain that we've been having, I think it's rained about 6 days straight. Getting ready to build an ark because I don't think we're going to survive if it keeps raining much longer. There was the FedEx people. There's another car. So it's kind of boring, to be honest with you. I'm just right clicking to work my way back. So we do the quad. There's the 9. There's 6. There's 8. I like the 8 a lot if I had 4 more cameras, but we keep it on 4. And there's somebody going by the front of the house. You're not going to see license plates because of where the cameras are located. I'm more interested in seeing the street and a car go by than I am looking at someone's license plates. If you've watched the TV shows where the bank has the cameras, but it doesn't show enough detail to actually tell who robbed them, this is actually a lot like that. You see a lot of detail, but I don't know if you could actually identify somebody from these cameras. You see that looks like snow, but right here you can see water laying in the road. You also see the sheen of the water on the road here, but here it actually lays in the road down through here. So this is a view of the cameras in the afternoon. The first segment of this video is taken in the morning. The middle segment is taken at night. And this segment is taken in the evening, about 6 o'clock. So you can see the clarity, a bunch of shadows here. Shadows starting to come across the road, but great vivid color detail on the front of the house where there's plenty of sun. Down the side, you're starting to see a lot of the shadows cover. So actually, they'll have, in the shadows, they'll have reduced visibility until it gets dark, which is kind of strange. For some reason, I named the first camera T Camera 1. The others are still named Channel 2, Channel 3, and Channel 4. What they're labeled doesn't matter to me. In this video, I showed you how to set up the application on your iPhone. I am sure the Android version is very, very similar. And I think most camera systems today use that same application and use the same OS that's in this system here. So I think this is a good system. This is going to wrap up the installation of the system. In the next video, I'll actually get into the details of what I like, what I don't like, recommendations for improvements, what you should and shouldn't do. So if you like the videos, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.